Hello, this is the ninth, I believe. Yeah, session of the Site 42 playtest here. Uh, one of our players is not going to be making it today, but that's all right. We'll just keep going as per usual. The department heads are currently in the testing phase. I believe each of you actually wanted to investigate one of, like, each of the individual mysteries last time. So we'll have one department head at each of them during this testing phase. And yeah, as far as conditions go, we've got, let's see, don't need to read out Dr. Cerulean since she's not here right now. General Burns is clear on conditions, which is both good and rough for him. And Superintendent Arena Jarvis is still Employee of the Month and has first aid nerves, which is a very fun condition that I have been enjoying lots and lots. And Officer Holden Lafayette has the Darkness of Sandy as a stage 1 fear condition. So I believe where we left off, I think everyone had already given their reap and sow reports. So that's fine. There's a random blank sheet on the keep. That's weird. Get rid of that. Anyhow, sow and reap were both done, I believe, in the last one. And I don't know if we have any paperwork prompts that are still floating right now. But I don't think we do. So in the last one, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we had at the end of our session, we finished up the break phase and said what we wanted to get done. It was decided that Officer Lafayette was going to try and get Red Thumb resolved. General Burns is going to try to get the meat parade resolved. And Superintendent Arena Jarvis does what Superintendent Arena Jarvis does best and is going deeper.
Deeper into the womb.
Of course, of course. I'm reminding myself where we stopped on that. That's right, the junction. You are in the junction.
Sorry, as I remember, I was talking to this lady and he said, "You lied to me, that girl."
Oh, yeah.
I had an eight. I had a success because I said, "You lied to me," and she.
That's right. I think I was going to have you make a roll for that.
I made it. I had 8. I made an 8.
Good. I'm glad that you remembered because I super did not. All right. I think we can probably start with that scene then. You are speaking with Miriam Navarro, and she's been real cagey. She had, in fact, lied to you about it being a big old hotel, but not necessarily the clue that you got. You were able to find some traces of the stuff, even though it had all been cleaned up by then. Let's see. On an 8, and as a reminder, Miriam Navarro has a khaki vest with lots of pockets and zippers, a red and black plaid flannel shirt, and a utility belt. She's got a lithe, muscular build with any number of high-tech gadgets and devices on her person at any given moment. She seems to be in her mid-30s and is instantly recognizable as the sole inheritor of the multi-million-dollar company Navarro Personal Security Solutions. Though she hasn't really been pointing that out as far as has been seen yet. In fact, I think she even went as far as to say that she wasn't that person, even though it's very clear that she is. For reasons unknown. It's a very easy lie to just say, no, that's not true. Yeah. She smiles at you, Officer Lafayette, and says, well, I didn't necessarily lie. There was all that gristle there. It just wasn't a 3-star place now, was it? I'd, frankly, a little disappointed that you went and followed up on that I'm gonna have to change some things going forward here and how I act on this. And she seems to be lost in thought for a moment before pulling out a flyer that you recognize as the one for the community harvest with your maybe real, maybe not real daughter's face on it. And she says, "Now, I found this the other day." Not really the other day, really. It was a couple hours ago because it fell out of your fucking bag there. And, you know, I just think it's interesting because I think you might be knowing more than you're letting on, too. And she crumbles the paper up and shoves it in her pocket and says, "I think I'll hold on to that. But, well," and the complication here is that I have marked a box on her secret track. Things will happen when all three of those boxes are filled. And your clue, because I believe it was a research move, right? I think I said it was a research move because that makes the most sense for that. You see, as she is kind of just monologuing to you, behind her in the background, you see a group of A-1004 creatures absolutely like decimating a shrub and a tree and like random herbs. They are just going completely wild on a bunch of these regular old plants, destroying them completely. That is your clue, is the A-1004 creatures decimating regular flora in an area here. I think this is in front of the store. Makes the most sense. Put that into the keeper for you. No, it wasn't a research move because there's no research to be done on this investigation. Wait a minute. I remember now. It wasn't that. Haha, a genius. It was just a risk move. Because there's no research to be done.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. No clue. You still see that, but it doesn't do anything. I'll still put it in there because I already said it, but you can't do anything with it. It's just flavor at this point. What do you do now?
So I took to her and say, what do you know that I don't know?
She smiles and gives you this like, and then walks away. Just this really shit-eating grin and a finger wagging wave, and starts just walking away as if you didn't ask her a question. She very clearly heard and registered the question, but is choosing deliberately to ignore it. Superintendent Arena Jarvis.
So I shout to her.
You are in the junction. Or have you not entered the junction yet? I think you were about to, right?
I think I entered the junction.
You are in the junction because it got all gross and humid in there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like all of the emotions and everything got it more and more intense, and then suddenly Chainsaw Mouth shows up behind me, and I was trying to set up like a base with my special radio to try to also contact the mother kind of directly, but I ended up just saying, hey, Burns, it was fine, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I think the Chainsaw Mouth is in the tunnel behind me, and the path deeper stretches before me.
Correct. So what do you want to do in this moment? I think it's unclear as to whether or not the chainsaw mouth is aware of your position.
Yeah, I think um I think that I am going to very, very quietly um push further in. I had thought that stopping here might be a good idea, but I think that I want to put some distance between me and Chainsaw Mouth.
It's a good call, I think, generally.
Yeah, we haven't talked to any of the Chainsaw Mouths, but I'm not sure I need to know what they have to say. What they have to
That's
say
fair
is
enough. So, yeah, probably something along those lines, at least. All right. Are you just traveling through with the intention of getting from point A to B as quickly as possible, or are you trying to like look around and research things as you move along through here?
I'm researching as I go. My head is on a swivel, and I'm making sure to keep an eye out for signs of being followed. But I'm still on the job. I'm not running. I'm making sure that I don't miss any clues.
Okay, that sounds like the research move with logic to me.
Aha! It's the first
And
time I've ever rolled logic.
no, I don't think your conditions apply here. So the first time you've rolled logic with your +2, dang.
Yeah, like this
Oops.
logic's my big thing, and I've just been doing empathy and anomalous the whole time. It's all right. Let's roll that. Ooh, that is 12.
Ooh, fun times. On a 12 plus on the research move, you also get a star clue.
Oh hell yeah!
Let's see, which one of those do I want to give as well? All right, yeah. I think I know. I think I'm aware of what's happening here. Let's cut over to General Gilbert Burns. Uh, you went to the fountain, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we painted the scene for that one in the last one. We hadn't yet. No? Wait, I'm on the wrong page. Ah, there it is. Yeah, we did. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as you're standing here, the once again, I'll go over what this fountain is a little bit. It's got a liquid that used to be water at some point, but is clearly now something else. It is viscous, a deep bloody red, sticky, and smells like fresh baked sourdough bread. And you hear two things over, well, three actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Three things over your radio in relatively quick succession. First, you hear someone from the like the team that has been put toward making this underground tunnel, making these underground pathways for the meat parades to walk around in. A report comes in from that tunnel, and they say over the radio, "Yeah, we've got something here. It's looks like someone's been living down here. We kind of tunneled into some like place and oh, oh, hold on, looks like someone's home." And then you hear Superintendent Arena Jarvis over the radio asking, what exactly did you ask?"
Uh, I just I was just wanted to make sure General Burns that you got home all right, or not home, but uh, I, I just wanted to let you know I had a good time exploring with you.
Yes, Yes, Arena. Currently, I'm still stationed at the fountain. My group has found something underground. And I will be checking it out. And I did have a good time. It's only been a few hours now, but I would like to have a repeat of that.
You know what? That sounds so fucking nice.
And the third thing you hear is actually the star clue that was just unlocked. For whatever reason, a weird, sort of like as if you were in a grocery store, it sounds almost like a PA, like a PA is, a personal announcement system, but coming through your radio is this weird, kitschy little jingle. And then you hear site director Star say, "Sponge, it's what's for lunch." And that's the star clue.
Do I know what sponge is?
No.
Okay.
Sponge as in like
Sponge.
like a sponge. Okay.
Yeah, it, like rhymes with lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Sponge.
It's what's for lunch.
It's not-
I really want to taste sponge now, but no, I have to focus. We're going underground.
So that is star clue. We'll put that in there. Bunch. Okay. And so you're going to go and investigate that thing that they've uncovered, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I don't think that any specific team roster was on like the task of excavating the tunnels. It was just something that general like laborers got put to do, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it was random
it's like
dudes.
a guy in a hard hat and like a safety vest, very animatedly talking at the entrance to this tunnel with a man in khaki cargo shorts with a tan button-up collared shirt and a wicker sun hat. He's rail thin and is covered in lots of thick body hair. Like he's just a very hairy guy. And you hear as you approach this man shouting, saying, "Now, what the fuck? You gone and broke into my fucking house. I live down there in the dirt. You just go breaking into people's dirt homes all the time for no reason."
Oh, it's the mole men. I've heard about these.
And do you say that out loud?
Of course.
He immediately stops mid-sentence, turns to you and says, "No, I just look like them and live in the dirt, but I'm not one of them."
I mean, you just got caught in a lie, so like, there's no point in continuing this sort of line of logic any further.
No, I'm fully mammalian.
Mole men are also mammalian. That doesn't.
No, actually, they're what's the one with the pouches? Marsupials. You know that? Mole men have pouches. It's crazy. Don't look into the pouch. It's gross and bad every time. Anyways, are you the one in charge here? Get the fucking schmuck out of here. He's get out of here. And the construction worker just shakes his head and sighs, looks to you and says, "I'm going on break," and walks away.
That's fair. But if you are not a mole man, then who might you be? And why do you live in underground in sort of this area, which has been sort of designated by the city as non-property.
He extends his hand for you to shake, and regardless of if you take it or not, says, Ulf Theodore Lindquist. I am the chief parazoologist in all of California, maybe the only one. People don't like to take me very seriously, but they should.
Parazoology.
Like parachute.
Oh, okay. I thought you said hair, but considering how furry you are.
Thank you. Get sweat on by a Bigfoot one time and suddenly you grow hair in weird places and everyone thinks you're a Bigfoot.
Or a mole man.
Or a mole, exact. Well, you thought that, so of course you would think that. Anyways, no, I'm just a man. A human man. Just happen to be hairy. From Bigfoot sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It happens.
But that doesn't explain why you are living underground and
where else am I supposed to keep my lab where I study creatures and critters and things that people don't want to see? Not above the ground, surely.
I mean that's fair, but however, this is not a registered facility for any sort of exploration of the paranormal world.
No! Why would it be? People don't appreciate my work. So I have to do it under the table and be a weird little creeper in my cellar.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, is this your thing
so you're
going
a hobby?
on?
So you're a hobbyist. Okay.
No. Oh. It's so real what I do.
I know it's real, but the fact that you don't actually consider that you may have been caught, that's very interesting.
Well, people should know that the weird shit's going on. It's cool. People should know about the cool weird stuff, right?
Sure. If you say so.
I do.
If you don't get out, I'll have you arrested.
That's fine. I've been in the slammer a couple times.
Oh no, it's much worse if I arrest you.
Ooh. How?
Let's see how many limbs remain afterwards.
Oh. Hold on. Here, follow me. Come on. And he starts walking into the tunnel, seemingly excited about your prospect. And let's cut back over to Officer Lafayette. This woman is walking away from you and ignoring your question. However, you do see, and I will also remind that the way to resolve this investigation in this phase is to effectively go and find someone who is infected, because the way that you had decided that it works here is that it infects people and transforms them into A-1004 creatures. And during that transitory stage, they propagate A-1004. So the way that you would be able to test this containment procedure would be to take some of the cure that Dr. Cerulean developed in the last session. You can just say that you have some of that, and you would have to find someone infected with it and test it on them. Dr. Cerulean is supposedly doing that with Site Director Star currently.
Yeah, so what I do is I run to her and I spray her.
She does not seem to be infected. You don't see any of the roots in her head or anything like that. She just is kind of a bitch. She's just kind of like that.
Story of my life. Okay, that's the story of my life with women, man. Oh, I don't know. So, hey lady, wait. You want the info? I got info. But first,
she turns around.
Tell me your info.
A little quid pro quo, huh?
Yeah,
that could be interesting for me. All right. Shoot, what do you want to know?
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, well,
But really, you showed me a picture of Sandy. You know who Sandy is?
no, I just saw it fall out of your
Fucking lying,
briefcase.
all right?
Well, I can assure you that I don't know who Sandy is. In fact, you just told me the name of the person, which I do appreciate. I'll have to look into that later. But no, it did just fall out of your bag, and I picked it up.
How you can be such an awful person? I mean, how can you break a man's heart and leave him like you leave me now?
What?
This sort of.
I'm not.
You leave me
Sorry. Wait, did you think I was flirting with you at all here?
totally. You know it.
Oh, I should really display that better. No, I'm really completely uninterested in any of that. What I'm here for is to figure out how I can make this weird fucking meat tree give me some goddamn money. I'm sure you know who I am. Everyone fucking does, no matter how many goddamn times I try to tell them, no, I'm not that person. They know I am. You know who I am. You know what I do.
Who the hell are you? I know who you are. I'm from New Orleans. I'm just here.
Oh.
New Orleans, we have like a different kind of role, full of jazz.
All right, fine. Miriam Navarro of Navarro Personal Security Solutions. I'm one of the richest
And
people
that
in the
is-
state, effectively.
Okay, your money does not nothing here. You know that?
Well, no, it lets me buy teams to go and scrape all of the gristle out of the hotel so that then I can use that gristle for later. It also buys me all the, you notice how like this is supposed to be sort of I don't know, man. So I'm sure you might think that you got everything completely under control here and that you're on the upper foot, but I hate to inform you, and she kind of gestures her head to the side toward a homeless person who has been sitting on the floor beside the building, who then looks up, takes off their hood, and you see someone in very clearly not homeless. They're not dirty. They're not covered in grime or anything like that. They look up at you. They move beside their really tattered poncho, and you see a perfectly pristine 9mm handgun. And she says, I'm not here alone. Everyone around here right now, everyone surrounding you is one of my employees.
Yeah. Okay,
You're
so
not...
you think you can handle reality? You can't handle reality, You think
I don't particularly care about reality.
No, with money? No. Yeah, well, that is what gives you money.
No, you got it all wrong.
If you can't handle reality,
I'm not trying to handle reality. I'm trying to make reality cry money for me when I hit it with a fucking stick. I don't care about what my money can do for reality. I care about what reality can do for my money.
yeah, here's the inverse way. If you can handle reality, you won't have money. You won't get nothing. Because reality is not what it seems.
Oh, that much I'm very aware of.
This, I have nothing to lose. I lost everything in my life. So what I will, what's my point of playing you? I mean, I'm in a reality that I don't like, so I'm just doing it, baby. It doesn't have an effect. You can shoot me 5 times, and I'll be here standing. Do it now, right? Do it. You want me to do it? And I pull my gun and I go. You want me to do it? I'll do it. I'll survive. You want to try?
Holy shit! I think this is. This is definitely not the fright move, but the risk move. I think with vitality, with physicality. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, the risk move
So
with
I gotta-
physicality. And I'm gonna have
Plus
that
two,
at
right?
disadvantage since you are still very clearly racked up about
On the edge.
Sandy and seeing the picture again. But yeah, your physicality is a +2. So that's going to be disadvantage with +2 unless you want to mark an item. Actually, you are using one of your guns. You could mark a good offense right now.
Yeah, a good offense, right. Yeah, I'm marking a good offense. So what's my advantage now with marking a good offense?
So now you roll flat with +2.
Great. 9. +2, 11.
Excellent.
11. So so Navarro, you on the 2, you
All right. Let's
That's
go
what I
ahead
said.
and cut to then to. Let's cut back to Superintendent Jarvis.
All right.
So you got General Burns' reply, and then you too heard the little radio jingle that Site Director Starr did.
Sponge. It's what's for lunch.
It is. What do you? All right, you get clue. You get clue.
I
Good
get
for
clue.
you. You get clue. Good for you. I love rhyming.
I get clue. Good for you.
True. It's just like Blue's Clues, except it's like Red's Clues.
Yeah, this is Blue's Clues. If Blue was, well, I mean, Blue kind of is already an Eldritch horror, but like, you know,
Like a scary one.
yeah.
Yes. Here we go. This is. Oh, I've been waiting to get this clue. As you travel along the junction, you notice the walls, specifically on like the left side of it, shift slightly. And specifically in like texture and feeling. And as you pay closer attention to it, you can see that even though it's still colored exactly the same as the rest of the interior here, it's actually like a brick and mortar storefront. And as you look closer, you can see a very old, dilapidated sign hanging from one of the blood-covered windows. And it doesn't open into anything. It's exactly just the front of the store. It says adult video on it.
Oh.
That's your clue. Storefront for an adult video store within the womb.
And it's clear that like if I were to open up the door, there
It would just lead
be
to
nothing.
meat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just meat behind the door.
Well, if here's the thing, because if this thing like incorporates the things that it absorbs, so I think maybe we might know where some of the I mean, you know what, it never mind, it's fine.
And you then make it to the next portion of the womb here. This, let's see, I'm gonna start popping this thing in there. It's a large domed area with pools the size of small craters that are filled with that amniotic fluid, bubbling and gurgling as things ambulate about within them. The fluid drips rhythmically from the ceiling like a gentle rainfall, and a massive, like simply enormous one of those what did we decide to call them? I was looking here. An enormous pony thing. Huge, bigger than the chainsaw mouths, absolutely fucknormous, is sat in the middle of the room, kind of just scanning the area. And you have a feeling that it's not looking to greet anything that it might see. We're gonna paint the scene here.
Okay.
This is the vital chamber. Let's paint the scene.
Okay,
Everyone can
so
answer the first part of this paint the scene question, but the second part will only be for Jarvis since they're the only one inside of it currently. And I'll put it in the chat here as well. Melodic sound emanates from the fleshy walls of the chamber. Oh no, that's not a, never mind. Only Jarvis gets to answer this one. Melodic sound emanates from the fleshy walls of the chamber. Why does this sound make you feel safe?
It is. It's a huge rhythmic heartbeat that, with the sound of the fluid that is constantly raining down from the ceiling, it is both like the white noise of listening to rainfall, a gentle rainfall, along with the ingrained comforting feeling to human beings of being within their mother as a baby, hearing the mother's heartbeat. That's one of the reasons why when you when you are trying to soothe the baby, you hold them and you kind of rock them, and you make the sound shh, because that reminds them of the sound of the heartbeat and the blood rushing through the mother's body while it was safe inside the womb. And it feels like that 100%.
Excellent. And I will say that any attempt to maneuver past into the next area, because you do see another it's a smaller tunnel, one that you might have to kind of crawl through, but there is one more sort of egress or entry point that you can find here. And between you and that point is this giant pony thing. So you'll need to make a fright move to get to that area without it seeing you.
Well, I think I need to communicate with it.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to very calmly walk up to it. And when I find that it has noticed me and is like taking notice of me, I begin quoting several passages from Spiritual Midwifery by Ina May Gaskin that I have memorized. And so I'm slowly walking towards it and going, when a child is born, the entire universe has to shift and make room. Another entity capable of free will and therefore capable of becoming God has been born. And therefore, touch is the most basic, most non-conceptual form of communication that we have. In touch, there are no language barriers. Anything that can walk, fly, creep, crawl, or swim already speaks it.
Excellent. I would like this with anomalous. Well, it's the fright move, so it is with anomalous, or with empathy -1. But I think your scores are the same there, so yeah. Because it does recognize and understand you. This move is less to get around it and more to talk with it without it immediately pummeling you.
Yeah. Okay, that's an 8.
Ooh. Interesting. Let's see. What would I like to do on an 8 here? We'll switch back to General Burns here. You are following, I presume.
Presumably making plans on how to drag this guy out of here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's grab that. Here it is. As he shows you through this tunnel system, it does eventually get into what appears to be like a detached cellar from a house, one that you would go and enter from the outside. And you see, well, first you smell the heavy scent of disinfectant and preserving chemicals. It pervades your nostrils. And you also see, laying on the table, perhaps much to Dave, your meat buddy's chagrin, a cut open buddy that seems to have been either already dissected, perhaps vivisected, or just already dead and found like that. Either way, it has been cut open on and it lays on a stainless steel operating table. It feels a lot more, or a lot less of the subterranean lab as he was describing it, and a lot more like it's just a basement that someone maybe hid some things to make it less easy to find.
Yeah.
Let's paint the scene, everyone. How can we tell that Ulf has been living out of this cellar since long before the evacuation order?
Like, I'm
I
at
think
No, that's not the thing. I wanted this one. There we go. No, stop. Copy the right fucking thing, you shit. There. I hate technology. I hate technology.
I think there's like an old tape player, cassette player, and it plays 99 meat balloons. You know, 99. Instead of red balloons, it says 99 meat balloons. Just a strange version. The song from Nina.
I think, Steph, even though you said this is a basement, this is more of a bunker. This is sort of like there is like walls of like just shelving, right? Like this could be a very open space, but like it feels very claustrophobic and closed because like there's so much stuff down there. Various canned goods, various like like various things. Like there's a cot in the corner. Like this is like prepping for doomsday, effectively.
And Kyle, we are painting the scene right now. I know you had to step back for a moment. I'll go over the location again here. It is a subterranean lab with a heavy scent of disinfectant and preserving chemicals. A dead meat buddy is laying cut open on a stainless steel operating table. And the paint the scene question here is, how can we tell that Ulf has been living out of the cellar since long before the evacuation order?
There is there's a number of cases of what was it? I feel like a couple years back they brought back for a limited amount of time Crystal Pepsi or Pepsi Crystal. I can't remember.
It did, in fact.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's clear that Ulf went and bought like 20 cases of them, and 18 are empty.
Incredible. All right. And so he takes you to this lab and starts rummaging around through some shit, and then pulls out a very tattered notebook and a very nice looking fountain pen, and starts saying, okay, all right, one more time. What are you going to do to me?
Oh, this is less impressive than what I was thinking. You know, you're
Yeah, I
definitely
don't
a
have
hobbyist.
research grants.
You're a hobbyist.
No, okay, only in the sense that I don't get paid to do it professionally yet.
Guess what?
What?
I get paid to do this professionally, and you're
No shit.
Yes.
Holy fuck. Hold on. I need to open a new page in my notes. Hold
I
up.
just grabbed the new notebook.
Oh man. Hey. It's mine. It has all my notes in it. Well, not all of them. Some of them. It's the most recent version.
I just like flip through it, seeing what's there, and I take a random page and I just start eating it in front of him.
Oh. Wow. That's oh man, you're really like shoving that thing fucking ew. God. Ugh. Does that taste good?
No.
Oh. Why'd you do that?
To prove a point.
That you can eat paper?
That I can eat a lot of things.
I mean, yeah, I can eat paper too.
I start to get closer to him.
Oh, your breath smells weird. It smells like raw meat. Why?
I would recommend that you leave now.
Let's have the risk move with physicality, please. What are you afraid will happen if you fail?
Oh, then he's not gonna leave, and this is gonna escalate into physical violence.
Excellent. No conditions, so no disadvantage.
No conditions and no bonuses.
True. You can mark an item though if you want to.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It wouldn't have helped anyways. That's a 2.
Oh boy. Who?
You want me to save you
there.
Do you want me to jump in and save you with that from that?
No, because I think that's just funnier if like I end up eating the guy.
There you go.
All right. Officer Lafayette, you got an 8 on your risk move here, correct?
11.
11, that's right.
11.
Okay, so you get to describe the scene. I will remind you that suicide is veiled, so even though it was a threat, probably don't go through with that.
It was a threat. No. I'm not going through with that. It's just, it was just playing the logic of the guy, you know, driving him crazy. It's only that.
No worries. But you are in control of the scene. What happens here?
Okay. So the lady says, okay, take out the weapons and take everyone out. And all the guys that were protecting her go away. And I said, okay, let's have a little coffee. You and me only. I don't care because reality is not what you think. You think you can handle money, you can't handle reality. Okay? So come with me and let's have a coffee with Mickey Mouse.
All right. She agrees. What are you doing next? Like, are you going to try and resolve this investigation, or are you just trying to get some extra stuff done here? Because I will remind you that you can resolve the Red Thumb investigation by finding someone who's infected with the stuff. We do know that Ellis of Ellis's Pantry is for sure infected by it.
Yeah, so I go with her to Ellis Pantry.
All right. Excellent. So you walk up to the grocery store, Ellis's Pantry grocery store, and you see, even though it's probably pretty late at night right now, just given all of the everything that's going down. Be weird to have it all happening in the middle of the day. You'd think that some would do it at night, so they probably are. Even though it's pretty late at night, the open sign is still on, and Miriam says, "All right, well, this doesn't look like a coffee shop, but I guess we can just buy the coffee here. Is that what you're getting at? Is there something else you need to do here while I'm here? What's up? What's going on?" And I'll remind you that as you walk inside of the store, what it looks like here, there is the ding of a real physical bell when you open the door, and it's small but not cramped aisles. There's a single radio that fills the silence, even though currently it's just kind of playing static. Alice's Pantry is a grocery store owned and operated by Maurice Ellis. And Ellis grows most of his produce himself in the back alley behind the shop. And for the paint the scene that we did, how can we tell the wares of the store are hastening the spread of A-1004? We can see that Ellis himself, I think he's just sitting behind the cash register, staring blankly ahead until he hears the doorbell ding, and then his head turns to you. You see his head is supplemented by those roots, and there are little cuttings of A-1004 plants for sale. No one else happens to be inside of it, though, other than the two of you and Ellis himself, who is a very sort of small, like kind of shrunken guy. It's got a buttoned-up dress shirt beneath an apron that has his store's logo on it, and well-worn loafers. He's got a healthy physique, and he's been slightly shrunken with age. He's also got big, round bottle lens glasses. And he says, "Oh, welcome to Alice's Pantry." And Miriam squints, looks at you, and then looks back at the guy and says, "So he's got like a bunch of fucking plants growing out of his head, right? I'm not the only one seeing that."
No, you're not the only one saying that. You have something in your utility belt that can set on fire.
I will remind you that you do have that rage canister, which is the antidote that Dr. Cerulean developed. You would have to spray him with it, and then he'd start violently tearing out his own hair, basically.
Okay. Hello, it's American. And let's start spraying him and all the place.
Excellent. I think
I keep forgetting the antidote.
no worries. So I think it's for sure going to work here. But I do want a fright move, not to apply anything or to make sure that it like works, but rather to get out of the way of the anomalously fueled rage that this old man is suddenly undergoing. Basically to just get out of the danger zone before he starts exploding. Maybe literally. It's unclear what this stuff does. This is going to be with, I think, also physicality here. Rather, since it's the fright move, actually, it'll be with anomalous or physicality -1. What are you afraid will happen if you fail?
That I will become sort of half something.
It's worse
And
than that.
and Miriam will try to read me, but it's worse than that.
Well, it's worse than that. You will become halves of something, and Miriam will become that other half of the something. You will be fused together somehow.
Oh, cool. Maybe
Do you want to go through this?
Yeah, I'll go for it. I know. I'll guys.
Absolutely. That's going to be with anomalous or physicality -1, which for you would be a 1. So I'd suggest taking that one.
Yeah. 8. I got 7. No, 8, 9. Sorry. 9. Because
All right.
as you can see, let me see here in the top shelf. Yeah, right. 8 plus 1, 9.
Okay. Let's cut over to Superintendent Jarvis. Remind me, what did you get on your fright move here?
I believe I got an 8.
That's right. Okay. On an 8, I think as you approach, you feel the womb itself shake and quiver again, which, having experienced this before, you know that what comes next is one part of this place is going to be filled with the fluid. And then after that, something will be born from it. But for now, it's just that preparatory shaking and shivering and quivering. It feels like earthquake beneath your feet. But you do get to interact with this pony thing without it immediately bludgeoning you to death, which is good for you.
Yeah.
And it looks at you and says, "You are here to help with the little ones, then?"
Yes, I'm here to help with the little ones, but I am mainly here to help the mother. I am here for a more higher spiritual purpose.
Hmm. And what help would you be giving her?
I believe that the mother has been calling for a midwife. And that's me.
Hmm. Hmm. There has been more stress lately than usual. Very well. Oh, hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording real quick. I think that might be a package that I actually have to sign for. So we'll go ahead and take 5 and we'll get right back to this. Sorry about that sudden cut. Anyhow, the enormous pony thing embedded in the center of the vital chamber says to you, Arena, "And what do you need currently? Do you need passage through the vital chamber?"
I need passage through the vital chamber, and honestly, I need a better way to connect with the mother and communicate. It is important that we know exactly what she needs. And the best person to tell us that is her.
When you are being born, are you able to understand the thoughts of that which carries you?
You are, and you are not.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We cannot communicate with the mother any more than you can yours when you are prenatal. She exists and she doesn't.
Then
The daughter may
Yours-
be being born, But the purpose of the mother is not to birth the daughter, it is to birth herself.
Then I'm going to need to be connected to y'all or to her the way that y'all are, in a way that we do not understand and understand inherently.
Continue your course of action then. And it doesn't move, but even though it seems like it probably can rotate, like to face any direction in the room, but you get the distinct feeling that it is sort of like rooted in place here. Beyond that, however, it turns and sort of indicates you to that small, like crawl-sized hole, and says, "This is the final area of the womb. All secrets, perhaps, will be laid bare. It is not for me to decide what the mother tells you."
There may come a time where I have to come and go, depending on what the mother needs. Is there what can I do to or will you recognize me and perhaps any of my companions who are here to help as well?
I will recognize and accept you. Any others have to make their case before me, and that only extends to this chamber. I have no control outside of it. However, as long as you do not harm the little ones, at least the others of my stature will not pursue you. Much more cannot be said for the voracious ones.
Ah, the voracious ones. I think I know which ones those are. You know what? What is your name that I may address thee correctly in future?
You may call me the guardian of the vital chamber.
All right. You may call me Superintendent Arena Jarvis.
Understood. Try not to tear any of the membranes while you're inside the amniotic pump, Superintendent Arena Jarvis. It likely won't end well for you if you do.
Understood. I depart. And then I depart. I'm going to go into the. I'm crawling in.
Hell yeah! Crawl time. You'll be covered in goo.
Oh boy.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce this next location, and we'll do its paint the scene and stuff as well here. Let's see. This is the final location of the womb, and as the guardian of the vital chamber called it, it is the amniotic pump. It's rubbery, has rubbery, slimy walls with a purple tinge to them that contract and expand rapidly as veins of amniotic fluid pulsate and rushes throughout them. It emits a soft yellow glow within the pump. There's also a fountain-like structure made out of flesh and gristle sitting in the center. A yellow stone levitates just above the spout, with amniotic fluid flowing from the stone into the fountain and then into the veins. Let's paint the scene. This one is for everyone. A large transparent sack hangs from the ceiling, filled with a burbling green liquid. What organic matter can we see inside the sack being turned into amniotic fluid?
Surprisingly, a lot of fruit. Maybe this is where they have all gone.
Okay, so you see Sandy there.
Gosh, that's terrifying. I would say you also see I had an idea and then I lost it. Give me just 1 second. You can see that some of the amniotic fluid is curdling as well, and so it seems that some substance that is either milk or was turned into milk is being brought into the fluid as well. It's and some of it's going bad.
Excellent. And now you've unlocked the final question for the womb of the mother. Congrats. How can the womb be contained without destroying it? Also, complexity 2. And answering this question allows the department heads to resolve the investigation by writing and testing a containment procedure based on the answers and other information they have learned over the course of their investigations.
Well, you have to say standard to get out.
We'll figure that one out. That's for answer a question later.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
No worries. So you have that question unlocked now. We're going to go ahead and cut to General Gilbert Burns. You are still in the Subterranean lab. You got a 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Oh, good times. What do I want to do here? I know. You hear movement from the tunnel behind you, and Ulf seems a little worried about what you've been saying to him, but not necessarily scared. It seems all very novel to him. And you get the vibes are similar to Dr. Cerulean's in that you get the idea that he doesn't particularly care about his own physical well-being or safety so much as he does the knowledge he might potentially get out of that encounter with you. But he does seem at least a little bit worried about dying, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But not as much as he is just excited to learn things. But this movement from behind in the tunnel is rapid, and knowing what they've been constructed for, you wouldn't be surprised to see lines and lines of these creatures moving throughout the tunnel, but they're not dancing. They seem to be running toward the center. Not very parade-like at all. And I do remember that you took you took your clown guys with you and had them stay at the fountain, correct?
Correct.
You get a message on your, I guess it's probably still over the radio.
Yeah.
So everyone with a radio hears this as well. But you hear the jingling of bells that come with a jester hat moving around at first. But then you hear, boss? Oh, fuck. Something's happening with the fountain, and it's not very funny.
Hmm.
If you'll remember, you all rolled a 7 and 9 on the opportunity for this one. And that complication that I had described is that the daughter will be born during this.
Yeah.
That is what's happening.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Not that your jester guy knows that. That's more of a meta thing.
Yeah, meta thing, like, but I still need to check this out, so this guy, he's gonna get to live for now, unfortunately.
And I think going back to the amniotic pump very briefly, just cinematically, we see a shot of the sack floating in the center with Sandy inside of it being dissolved fairly rapidly, in fact. And we cut then to the fountain as Gilbert Burns approaches it. And you see your jesters are like covered in meat critters that are just trying to dogpile on top of them. And like mostly it's just buddies that have seemed to gather around here. But you see double check our lines and veils here really quickly. What do we got? Good. You see someone that you maybe don't recognize so much as know that you don't recognize them as much as you have heard of them from Officer Lafayette. You see Sandy start emerging from the fountain, but she does not have any skin. She doesn't have any hair. It's all muscle and teeth and bone. And the only way you're able to even tell it's her is because the skeletal structure seems the same from the, I imagine that Officer Lafayette probably panically showed everyone the poster, getting nods. So yeah, the tracks. So you recognize it as her, though in an incredible state of meatiness, for lack of a better word. And she looks to you. No lips either, by the way. It's just like full, like teeth, everything visible, all the musculature and anatomy on display, and not even in the good way. And she says, "Finally, I'm out. What do you do?"
Just said I gotta go to pick up my daughter, and if I can do a very briefly start some wishes.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and do that real quick.
Stars, as I said, after recording to you for creating these great characters and letting me play this on the edge scene that it was like the Lafayette scene that I played, and really, I love Super Antagonista Charles. I would like to they live in the wound always, and I love the interaction between Burns and Bowman, and I was saying, Steph, Side 42 gets bigger and interesting with all those characters. When you think that you have it all, well, then comes the side characters that modify the scene and nothing. Well, you can handle reality, as Lafayette said. Just for all of you guys.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed that scene. It was definitely incredibly intense, and I like having scenes that creep up on the boundaries of lines and veils without crossing them, because that to me signifies the like that being uncomfortable in a good way. It helps kind of get that idea in that while we are okay with playing close to these themes, we are going to respect one another and make sure that everyone's having a good time. So I really appreciated having that scene and seeing that like work out and everything. I also really enjoy all of the interactions that Officer Lafayette's had with Miriam so far. Little meta thing, Miriam Navarro is the character that I am playing in the White Mountain Rescue playtest that Daniel's running for me. She's the benefactor in that game. And in this one, she is a lot more jaded and wicked and like kind of just like an evil millionaire than she is in the game that I'm playing her as. And I'm very excited to like, I don't know, it's one of the ways that I've been figuring out her whole deal is that I wrote her into a whole nother game so I can figure it out. But yeah, I'm very excited to see any potential ramifications of those interactions, as well as like just in general, if it does end up happening, like if she becomes a recurring danger, which isn't necessarily a mechanical thing, but if we like a danger enough, there's no reason that I won't just make it recurring every once in a while for shits and giggles. She could maybe if this were like a full campaign, she might pop up in like the next anomaly for like a scene as a cameo and maybe get another secret. Because I think that's the fun little things to do, but that's besides the point. As far as wishes go, I'm really excited to see how the rest of everything sort of resolves around the game. I think we're getting pretty close to A-1004 getting contained. We only need 3 more clues for the womb of the mother, and then you'll be able to roll it at a +1. If you use all of the star clues, you can probably get a +3 right now. And like answer that, and we would be able to effectively finish the playtest next week. But that's besides the point. I'm very excited to see how everything turns out. And I also want to say that even though we probably won't get to fully mark all of the project boxes for Lafayette to discover his past, I'll do that anyways, because it wouldn't feel satisfying for our narrative otherwise. Really, I've been treating it mostly for the sake of this playtest, since it came up so late in it, as more of a flag to see that like this is something that you want to experience and something that you want less direct control over. So I'm excited to reveal all of that. And I mean, probably it could happen in this upcoming scene here, at least partially. So I'm excited to get to that, and just, you know, I have ideas. I'm excited to get them out there and see what everyone thinks about them.
Yeah, I gotta give a star to Marty for just keep investigating like just like the side mysteries and whatnot. So, and like just interlacing like these mysteries that are very much on like the other characters' periphery into the main mystery, which is very, very good. Superintendent Jarvis, always fantastic to see you just connecting with the weird shit of the world. I was very, very pleased with like the clue that we found in the womb of the mother this session, because that was pretty funny, especially considering Superintendent Jarvis. And I love Ulf. Just this random dude who's just effectively a mole man. I'm sad that I did not get to Eden. It was very close, but we didn't. But generally, like, I'm looking forward to this birth. I'm not sure what that entails. I'm kind of scared. Is it going to be Sandy? Maybe. We don't know yet. Oh God.
I also want to I want to call out or give a star, not call out. I want to give a star to Marty with navigating the lines and veils there. I absolutely I feel like you did a really good job of making it dark while also, not crossing the boundary. This has already been said, but I wanted to say it again because it can be, it can be really difficult when you're playing with folks, and if someone, brings it up, and I think that you navigated it perfectly. And I wanted to, I just wanted to say like that was how you do it, So I was very good. Also, Lafayette getting more and more unhinged. Like, I didn't think that there were hinges to lose, but we found some more. They're on the ground now. They're scattered and gone because the hinges have been removed. I love how Lafayette just is so deeply invested in like the unhealthiest way. Like it's very, very good. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna yeah, that scene was scary in a really, really cool way. And then I'd say, Burns, I also wanted to see you get a chance to eat Ulf. I thought it was really funny, and I felt like it was really, really, like, I want to give a star for this because I felt like it was a really interesting juxtaposition of our talk of eating and the sexual connotations of that in the previous session, and then now it comes up and it's just like, what else can you eat? And in my head, I'm sitting here going ass, but like Burns is like, well, I might just devour you if you displease me, and it's like, I don't know. It was a very good scene. I felt I love the thematic progression that has gone with Burns and everything. And Steph, I'm just having a blast. I think you're great. Hey, Marty.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, my child.
Say hi to my friends, Mary.
Oh,
Okay.
shy.
Okay. Thanks to you all, you guys, for
Yeah, thank
making
you for
such a great
joining.
game. Yeah, and thanks for making me like a better player. Thanks to everything. Star and my star is, well, I have a daughter, as you've seen, but to find Sandy, that's my wish. What's happened? I'm terrified and yeah, wishing just now to have tomorrow the next session. I wish it would be tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thanks for
Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks for all the good time that sincerely from the heart you're giving me.
I'm here.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, darling.
It's a Monday. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Really nice knowing you all. Bye, guys.
All right. Hell yeah. So we've got about an hour left in the session if we want to continue. We can call it early if you want to make sure that Marty's back for the next bit. I would understand it. However, I'm also willing to keep going here. What do y'all think?
I'm really torn because I feel like the next scenes are going to be so important, and but also like we've got another hour and I really love this. Like, yeah, I'm super torn. I'm good either way, but I can't make the decision because I just can't make the decision.
Yeah, like because like we're about on the precipice of resolving one. Like
both mysteries I think are going to be resolved, or investigations are going to get resolved here, I think. So we have 2 players down, 2 mysteries are going to get resolved. Some big lore for one of the 2 players who is not going to be here is going to be revealed. And in the next session, we'll probably end up answering the last question for the womb of the mother anyhow, I think it might make more logistical sense to end it here early.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I want to say, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the rest of Stars and Wishes then real quick. I'll go ahead and go. Chaotic, I never know what the fuck you're going to do to the NPCs when they show up, and that is such a good feeling. I never know what's happening until it does, and I love being surprised and like just figuring out how to navigate all these things, because I really, it's not that I necessarily didn't want you to eat Ulf. It is mostly that was the perfect like narrative time to introduce that complication, because it was going to happen anyways, and that was a really big moment of tension. And it's always good to introduce new complications during huge segments of tension, I feel, because it just adds a lot to the drama and impact of everything. But man, I also did kind of want to see him get eaten.
Yeah.
Like, and he's straight up like a reward character that you can pick too. So there's like a, so he'll just be like fucking gone.
We get him as a, instead of a side character, as a personal quarters item.
That would be really funny.
You put in your personal quarters Ulf sandwich.
The Ulf Witch. Yeah, I really loved how you interacted with him, and I also like the implication based on General Burns's reactions that if he was a mole man, then he wouldn't be on the menu.
Yeah, like
because then he'd just be another thing we need to contain. But no, he's just a weird person. That means I could eat him.
yeah, it was more or less like you're not leaving, and like we're not connecting any sort of meaningful way. Like you're just like saying like, oh no, I'm a professional, like I am super high, and like dude's just like working out his basement. He's a hobbyist. Like if you said that he was a hobbyist, he may not have gotten like the desire to be eaten. And it's like, oh, this is someone else I can recruit. No.
General Burns thought he was competition.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, he's bad competition at that.
Yeah, why are you here? Like, go home. And he wouldn't go home, and therefore
I mean, he took you to his home.
He can't be there. You gotta leave.
It's great. I love it. For Superintendent Jarvis, I loved the conversation with you and the Guardian of the Vital Chamber. I thought that was really great. I did pull a little bit of random lore out of my ass there for our version of this. That's the mother being born by herself, by and of herself, isn't necessarily written into the mystery anywhere. I just thought that was a really cool thing to add in there because it made sense, and it also made sense that this would be like a big ancient brooding like entity that doesn't get the chance to talk much. So yeah, of course he's got to spill a little bit of the beans.
Yeah. I thought that scene was so cool. I really, really loved that. Yeah.
I fucking loved the monologue at the beginning. The way that you approached it was perfect. I really love it when players get so invested in not even necessarily stuff that I've written into the mystery. You wrote your own hook and then bit hard.
Yeah. So
it
when
was
I had
great.
I looked up some of the like bigger excerpts from Spiritual Midwifery, and when I had to go and come back real quick, I was going up upstairs and grabbing my copy of Spiritual Midwifery so I could be like, okay, I need to have like, I'm gonna open this up, I'm gonna have a couple on like just keep them loaded, keep them in the chamber, so if I need to pull off some more Spiritual Midwifery quotes, we got it. But like it worked so well. Like, and I like this wasn't necessarily planned because that thing about touch, like the communication of touch, then you built on that with being like, you can't communicate, but you can, because there is this deep connection, but it's not like a verbal connection, it's a connection of literal connection, and now you need to go squeeze into the hole, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it goes so well. Yeah.
I was really, really pleased when with your response to that particular paint the scene question, because that is 100% my thought process when writing it. Is I want it to evoke that sort of idea of being held close to a mother's chest. And you immediately picked up on it and gave us the whole fucking scientific lowdown. And it was great. I fucking love that shit. I love it when people pick up on my little subtle things and then explain them overtly for the rest of the audience.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. So thank you for that.
We kind of have begun to hit upon a special interest of mine. My wife and I have 2 kids, and we had both of them. We had one in a birthing center and one at home, like a home birth. And so we got really into like natural birth, and it taught me so much about just like people and stuff. But anyway, it's one of my favorite things to just kind of geek out about, like, here, you know why babies do this thing, and yeah, anyway. But it's been really, really gratifying to be able to bring that kind of knowledge into this and feel like not only is the setting rewarding it, not only is the GM rewarding it, but like everything about it is amplified as we put more of ourselves into it. We get even more, beautiful, horrible things out, and that's so good for game design.
And that's my stars and wishes.
Yeah.
I want more time with Burns. That's my only wish, because like we are right now both. It's like that the part of the movie that's like the 2 people who want to be together need to be in different places for very important reasons. And I'm just like, well, I can't have a virtuous scene if I'm still stuck deep in the womb. I've got to but I can't leave. Important stuff is happening. But yeah, that's my plan is to hopefully have a virtuous scene with General Burns to get rid of my first date jitters.
By getting second date jitters.
Yeah. Listen, getting to first base is exploring an extra dimensional, womb, deep down into the meat zone. Second base is my apartment.
Hell yeah. Jarvis is playing baseball with only 2 diamonds.
Yeah, I can't wait until everybody gets back. I don't think anybody is ready for the birthing scene.
Oh, I'm so terrified.
This is probably the second time I've seen really anything like this in a tabletop role-playing game. And typically people are very, very squeaked out about like this sort of thing, but like so far this group feels very comfortable, and like the presentation of this is surprisingly explicit, but like it's comfortable, if that makes sense. Like I am very impressed with this design, and honestly it makes me wish like stuff like Hester's Mill could be a little bit more like this. Don't tell Jason I said that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Steph immediately goes to tell Jason I said that.
It'd be really funny. No, I mean, so that's an anecdote for later, actually. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, thank you both so much for joining me today, and thanks to Marty, who is probably watching the VOD, even though there's not too much left of it. Sorry to get you excited and then to dash it immediately, but also you're probably more excited now because you get to experience it in person. Haha. Psychoanalyzing people that haven't even seen the thing yet. I'm doing it in the fucking future zone, baby.
Usually that's my line. Usually I'm doing it in the future zone. I'm doing it in every zone.
True. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me, and I'm really excited to kick next week's session off. We might finish the whole playtest next week. I don't think so. I think we'll probably need another one after next week just to finish out containment or to finish out resolving the womb mystery, and then the containment move, which is something that hasn't actually gotten tested yet. And I'm excited to really like get that one up and rolling. But yeah, thank you all so very much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.